Not gonna lie, this is like my 4th or 5th time filming this. Hashtag booktuber problems. Hey guys, it's Nina, and today I'm going to be doing my wrap-up for January and February. So I don't really do wrap-ups all that consistently, but this is one of those things that I've decided to make a New Year's resolution, even though it's March. But those are the best kinds of resolutions because they might actually happen. So my resolution is to make a wrap-up either every month this year or every other month because I am really bad at making them. I'm very sporadic, mainly because I don't read enough books a month to constitute a wrap-up usually, but I'm going to try to do it anyway, even if it means combining it with wrap-ups or favorites or whatever. I'm going to make a video at the end of each month. Maybe not every month, every other month. There we go. At least I know myself. So enough of a pep talk. I have actually a bunch of books to get through today. I have a wrap-up for January and February and a haul for February, so I gotta get moving. So the first book that I read in January was The Encyclopedia of Early Earth by someone, I'll leave a name here, I completely forget. I don't have this book with me, it's back at home because I read it over winter break, and this is a giant graphic novel about fictional early Earth mythology. So it's this boy who's a storyteller and he's traveling around our ancient Earth and telling stories of mythology, but it's not real mythology, it's stories that the author made up. And I found this really interesting, really engaging, and I really loved the artwork. I think that was the biggest plus for me, was the artwork. I loved it. But overall, it wasn't my favorite thing in the world. I gave it a 4 out of 5 stars. I really enjoyed it, but it wasn't something that I couldn't put down or was like enthralled with. The next book that I read in January was Serafino by Rachel Hartman, and I gave this a 4 out of 5 stars. This is about a girl who is half dragon, half human in a society where dragons and humans don't get along at all, and it just follows her life and events and such. This book was very strange. It took me a while to get into this book because it was just so weird at the beginning, but as I got into it, like, the characters really grew on me. I don't know how to explain this, but there were certain very strange aspects to it that really weirded me out at the beginning, but by the end I had gotten used to, and they weren't weird anymore. They made sense and they helped the character in certain ways. I don't know how to explain this. It was just a strange book. 4 out of 5 stars. I would recommend this if you're looking for something different. The next book I read in January I also gave a 4 out of 5 stars, and that is 4 by Veronica Roth. This is the collection of short stories that accompanies the Divergent series, and they're all from Tobias's point of view, most of them taking place before the Divergent series, and I really enjoyed this. I loved getting to know 4 more as a character and knowing his backstory. I am a sucker for backstories. I love them so much. They are one of my favorite things to read because I love the psychology of it, and I just really enjoyed this, but it wasn't as good as the Divergent series, so it was a 4 stars, but I still really enjoyed it. Next up is the only book that I finished in February, and that is The False Prince by Jennifer A. Nielsen, and I gave this a 3 out of 5 stars. This is a middle grade fantasy book surrounding 3 boys who get picked up from their orphanage by this guy, and they don't really know what for, but he wants them to do this thing, and he can only choose one of them, and I don't really know what he's picking them to be or whatever, but that's like a big reveal at one point that I'm not going to spoil for you because you guys will not see this coming. But all cynicism aside, I did really enjoy this book. The main character in this, Sage, was so fun to read from. Like, he's just a great character. He's really funny, but he's also very clever, and I just really enjoyed him as a character. However, the plot was kind of generic. I saw most of the twists coming. It was kind of predictable, but it was still fun to read, and that's really what I'm looking for in a book, so that's why I got a 3 out of 5 stars. I do plan on reading the rest of the series, if only because I own the next 2, and I am also interested to see where the series goes. And then the book that I am currently reading, which also serves as my TBR for March because it's quite long, is The Well of Ascension by Brandon Sanderson. This is the second Mistborn book. I am about halfway through it right now, as you can see, and quite enjoying it. I can't really say anything about it, but it took me a while to get back into the beginning. It was kind of slow, but now that I'm so far in, I'm flying through it, and I'm very much enjoying the characters all over again because I missed them. Next up, I have some books to haul because February was my birthday, and I bought myself some books because I didn't get any books, but I'm not even complaining because I like buying myself books. So the first book that I got, I pre-ordered for myself, and it came in right on my birthday, which was amazing. It was the best birthday present I ever asked myself for, and that is Stars Above by Marissa Meyer, which is the collection of short stories accompanying the Lunar Chronicles. This is something that I've been very highly anticipating, and I cannot wait to start reading it, but I haven't yet because I've been so into Mistborn, and it's so big that I just wanted to finish that. But as soon as I'm done with Mistborn, I will most definitely be picking this up because there's a winter epilogue and I need that in my life right now. As you can tell, I'm just very excited to read this. Next up are two books that I bought for myself on my birthday, and basically me and my friend were hanging out and we didn't really know what we wanted to do, so she suggested that we go to a bookstore because she hadn't been to one in a while, and I was just like, yes. I don't even know if she suggested this on purpose or not, but that is like the best suggestion that she could have made. I didn't even have to drag her to the bookstore on my birthday, like she offered. And of course I said yes. So we went to this bookstore in DC called Capitol Hill Books because, by the way, I go to school in DC. Don't think I've ever mentioned that for some reason, but that's a thing. So this bookstore is a book lover's dream. It is like one of those really old, claustrophobic, old book smelling places, and it is just amazing. This place is literally floor to ceiling books. Like, I kid you not, there are stacks of books on the floor just sitting there. And then some of the bookshelves are so full that it hits the ceiling. And I've been to this place quite a few times, and it gets so claustrophobic when it's full, but the day that me and my friend went, it was like just us, maybe one other person in the store, and it was so nice. And it's one of my favorite places to go in DC, so naturally I couldn't leave without buying some books. And the first thing I bought was Death Comes at the End by Agatha Christie, because I've kind of been on an Agatha Christie kick lately, in case you haven't noticed. I haven't actually read any Agatha Christie since last semester, but I keep buying her books, so maybe it'll happen soon. This one, I am not really sure what it's about. I know it's something to do with ancient Egypt and a murder, but the main reason I picked up this book, besides it being Agatha Christie, is the cover. I mean, not really the cover, but the pages. They're pink. I don't know how well you can see that, but they are so pretty, and it's such like an old book thing, and I just couldn't pass it up because pink pages, guys. Pink pages. And the second book that I picked up while at that bookstore is A is for Alibi by Sue Grafton. This is a murder mystery novel. I don't know anything else about it other than this series. Every book is titled similarly, so this one's A is for Alibi. I know C is for Corpse, and etc. And I've heard of the series because of its titles and how that works, so it's something that's on my radar, and I just wanted to see if it was any good or not. And the last book I got from a different used bookstore in DC, and it's a book that I've already read and love, but I never owned it, and that is The Hunger Games by Suzanne Collins. What can I say? It's one of my favorites. I didn't own it, and it was $1. $1. I couldn't pass it up. I mean, it was $1 plus tax, but it's still $1. And it's in really good condition. Like, you can scarcely tell it's used. So I just needed to own this because it's one of my favorite books. I've been meaning to reread it for a while now. And also now I have something to hold up when I do tag videos and I say Katniss. Hashtag booktuber problems. Again, you guys understand. I don't need to defend myself to you. But that is it for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Let me know down below what books you got this month or what you've been reading, etc. And give this video a thumbs up if you liked it and subscribe, and I will see you guys later with another video. Bye!